Sexual fantasies that maybe you're too shy to talk about, but are really common. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that many find intriguing, but often feel too shy to discuss. Sexual fantasies that you're too shy to talk about but are really common. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Drop a comment below, we always respond, and love hearing your thoughts. If you have suggestions for future videos, feel free to let us know. Sexual fantasies are a natural and healthy part of human sexuality. However, many people feel embarrassed or ashamed to talk about their fantasies. Today, we'll explore some of the most common fantasies that people have, but are often too shy to share. Remember, fantasies are a normal part of sexual expression and can enhance intimacy when shared and explored consensually. 1. Domination and submission. Explanation. Fantasies about domination and submission, often referred to as BDSM, involve power dynamics where one person takes control while the other submits. Commonality. Many people fantasize about either taking control or relinquishing it. These fantasies can range from mild scenarios to more intense role-playing. Deep dive. This fantasy can stem from a desire to escape everyday responsibilities, or to experience a heightened sense of trust and connection. It's important to discuss boundaries and consent with your partner if you choose to explore this in reality. 2. Role-playing. Explanation. Role-playing involves taking on different personas or characters during sexual activity. Common scenarios include teacher/student, doctor/patient, and stranger encounters. Commonality. Role-playing allows individuals to explore different aspects of their sexuality in a safe and controlled environment. Deep dive. This fantasy can enhance sexual excitement by introducing novelty and creativity into the bedroom. It can also help partners communicate their desires and boundaries in a playful way. 3. Voyeurism and exhibitionism. Explanation. Voyeurism involves gaining sexual pleasure from watching others engage in sexual activities, while exhibitionism involves enjoying being watched. Commonality. Many people have fantasies about either watching others or being watched themselves. Deep dive. These fantasies can be linked to a desire for validation, attention, or simply the thrill of breaking taboos. It's crucial to ensure that any exploration of these fantasies is consensual and respects privacy and boundaries. 4. Threesomes and group sex. Explanation. Fantasies about threesomes or group sex involve engaging in sexual activities with multiple partners simultaneously. Commonality. These fantasies are quite common and often involve the excitement of variety and the thrill of multiple partners. Deep dive. It's important to communicate openly with your partner about boundaries, expectations, and feelings if you're considering bringing this fantasy to life. Trust and mutual respect are key to ensuring a positive experience. 5. Public sex. Explanation. Fantasies about having sex in public or semi-public places involve the risk of being seen or caught. Commonality. Many people find the idea of public sex thrilling due to the element of risk and spontaneity. Deep dive. This fantasy can add an adrenaline rush and a sense of adventure to sexual experiences. However, it's important to consider legal and ethical implications, and to ensure that any exploration of this fantasy respects the privacy and consent of others. 6. Sensory play. Explanation. Sensory play involves using different sensations to enhance sexual pleasure. This can include blindfolds, feathers, ice, or wax play. Commonality. Many people fantasize about heightened sensory experiences during sex. Deep dive. Sensory play can enhance arousal by focusing attention on physical sensations. It can also build trust and intimacy between partners as they explore each other's boundaries and preferences. 7. Sex with a celebrity or stranger. Explanation. Fantasies about having sex with a celebrity or a stranger are very common and often involve idealized or unknown partners. Commonality. These fantasies allow people to explore sexual desire without the complications of a real relationship. Deep dive. Fantasies about celebrities or strangers can be a way to explore different aspects of attraction and desire. They often serve as a safe outlet for sexual exploration and can enhance excitement and arousal in real-life sexual encounters. 8. Taboo scenarios. Explanation. Fantasies involving taboo scenarios, such as incest or age play, often involve breaking societal norms or exploring forbidden desires. Commonality. While these fantasies can be controversial, they are not uncommon and can stem from a desire to explore boundaries and taboos in a safe mental space. Deep dive. It's important to distinguish between fantasy and reality. Fantasizing about taboo scenarios does not mean a desire to act on them. Discussing and understanding these fantasies can help individuals explore their sexual psyche and desires in a healthy way. 9. Switching roles. Explanation. Some people fantasize about switching traditional gender roles or dynamics during sex, such as a typically dominant partner becoming submissive, or vice versa. Commonality. These fantasies can be a way to explore different aspects of one's personality and sexuality. Deep dive. Role switching can enhance intimacy by allowing partners to understand and experience each other's perspectives. It can also break monotony and introduce new dynamics into the relationship. 10. Erotic hypnosis. Explanation. Erotic hypnosis involves using hypnotic techniques to induce a state of heightened arousal and suggestibility. Commonality. This fantasy appeals to those interested in deep psychological and emotional connection and control. Deep dive. Exploring erotic hypnosis requires trust and consent. It can enhance arousal by focusing attention and creating an immersive experience. As with all fantasies, communication and boundaries are essential. 11. Power play. Explanation. Power play involves dynamics where one partner exerts control or dominance over the other, often through verbal commands or physical restraint. Commonality. This fantasy is about experiencing control and surrender in a consensual and safe environment. Deep dive. Power play can enhance sexual excitement by exploring power dynamics and trust. Safe words and clear communication are crucial to ensure a positive experience. 12. Sexual fantasies involving costumes and dress-up. Explanation. Fantasies involving costumes and dress-up can include scenarios like superheroes, historical figures, or even fictional characters. Commonality. This fantasy allows for creativity and escapism, enhancing sexual excitement. Deep dive. Dressing up can transform the sexual experience by adding a layer of fantasy and roleplay. It's a fun way to explore different identities and scenarios, adding variety and excitement to the sexual relationship. 13. Fantasies about forbidden places. Explanation. Fantasies about having sex in forbidden places, like offices, schools, or other off-limits locations, involve the thrill of breaking rules. Commonality. The element of risk and the allure of the forbidden make these fantasies quite common. Deep dive. While acting on these fantasies can have real-world consequences, discussing and exploring them in a safe and consensual way can add excitement and novelty to the sexual relationship. 14. Partner swapping and swinging. Explanation. Partner swapping and swinging involve consensually exchanging sexual partners with another couple. Commonality. These fantasies are about exploring sexual variety and new experiences within a consensual framework. Deep dive. Communication, consent, and trust are paramount when exploring these fantasies. Setting clear boundaries and discussing expectations with all parties involved can ensure a positive experience. 15. Bondage. Explanation. Bondage involves using restraints like ropes, cuffs, or tapes to restrict movement and enhance sensation. Commonality. Many people find the idea of being restrained or restraining a partner exciting due to the trust and vulnerability involved. Deep dive. Bondage can enhance arousal by focusing on physical sensations and the power dynamics between partners. Safety and consent are crucial. So it's important to communicate and establish safe words before exploring this fantasy. 16. Fantasies involving multiple orgasms. Explanation. Some people fantasize about experiencing or giving multiple orgasms during a single sexual encounter. Commonality. This fantasy is about maximizing pleasure and sexual satisfaction. Deep dive. While achieving multiple orgasms can be challenging, discussing and exploring this fantasy can lead to discovering new techniques and enhancing sexual experiences. Patience and communication are key to making this fantasy a reality. 17. Sex with an authority figure. Explanation. Fantasies about having sex with an authority figure, such as a boss, teacher, or mentor, involve power dynamics and the allure of the forbidden. Commonality. The combination of power, respect, and taboo makes these fantasies quite common. Deep dive. While acting on these fantasies in real life can have ethical and professional implications, exploring them consensually within a role-play scenario can be a way to safely indulge in this desire. 18. Erotic massage. Explanation. Fantasies about receiving or giving an erotic massage involve the sensual and intimate act of touching and caressing. Commonality. This fantasy is about relaxation, intimacy, and the buildup of sexual tension. Deep dive. Incorporating elements of this fantasy into real-life experiences can enhance intimacy and relaxation. Communication about preferences and boundaries can make this a rewarding experience for both partners. 19. Sexual fantasies involving food. Explanation. Fantasies involving food, such as incorporating chocolate, whipped cream, or fruits, add an element of playfulness and sensory stimulation to sexual activities. Commonality. The combination of taste, texture, and eroticism makes these fantasies quite common. Deep dive. Using food in sexual play can enhance the sensory experience and add a fun, playful element to intimacy. It's important to choose safe foods and communicate boundaries with your partner to ensure a positive and enjoyable experience. Age play. Explanation. Age play involves role-playing scenarios where partners pretend to be significantly older or younger than their actual ages. Commonality. This fantasy can stem from a desire to explore different stages of life or power dynamics. Deep dive. Age play can provide a way to explore nurturing or dependent roles in a safe, consensual environment. Clear communication and understanding of boundaries are essential to ensure comfort and mutual enjoyment. Interracial fantasies. Explanation. Fantasies involving partners of different racial or ethnic backgrounds can be driven by curiosity, attraction to diversity, or the breaking of societal taboos. Commonality. These fantasies are quite common and reflect the natural human attraction to novelty and diversity. Deep dive. Interracial fantasies can open up discussions about cultural differences and preferences. It's important to approach these fantasies with respect and sensitivity to avoid fetishizing or objectifying partners based on their race or ethnicity. Fantasies about being a different gender. Explanation. Some people fantasize about being or experiencing sex as a different gender. Commonality. These fantasies can arise from a desire to understand different gender experiences or explore gender fluidity. Deep dive. Exploring gender transformation fantasies can enhance empathy and understanding in sexual relationships. Role-playing scenarios can be a safe way to explore these desires and understand different perspectives. Cuckolding and hot wifing. Explanation. Cuckolding involves a partner, usually the man, getting aroused by their significant other having sex with someone else, while hot wifing specifically refers to a wife having sex with other men with her husband's consent. Commonality. These fantasies often involve elements of humiliation, jealousy, and voyeurism, making them complex yet not uncommon. Deep dive. Open and honest communication is crucial when exploring these fantasies, as they involve strong emotions and trust. Establishing boundaries and ensuring mutual consent is essential for a positive experience. Animal role play, pet play. Explanation. Pet play involves one or more partners taking on the roles of animals, such as puppies, kittens, or ponies, often including elements of training and obedience. Commonality. This fantasy is about exploring power dynamics, care, and playful submission. Deep dive. Pet play can enhance intimacy by introducing elements of care and nurturing. Clear communication about roles, boundaries, and safe words is essential to ensure a positive and consensual experience. Fetish and kink exploration. Explanation. Fetishes involve a sexual focus on specific objects, materials, or body parts, while kinks refer to unconventional sexual activities and practices. Commonality. Many people have fetishes or kinks, which can range from mild to more extreme. Deep dive. Exploring fetishes and kinks can add variety and excitement to a sexual relationship. It's important to approach these explorations with an open mind and clear communication to ensure both partners feel comfortable and respected. In conclusion, sexual fantasies are a natural part of human sexuality and provide a safe space for individuals to explore their desires and boundaries. Sharing these fantasies with a trusted partner can enhance intimacy, build trust, and add excitement to the relationship. Remember, communication and consent are key to any exploration of sexual fantasies. Don't be afraid to open up about your desires. Chances are they're more common than you think. Thanks for joining us today. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.